A tough 10-day road trip is followed by a 9-game homestand that won't get much easier. One of the hottest hitters of the National League brings his bat to Citizens Bank Park. And it's in Cole's hands how things get started as the series begins. Plus, a familiar face has returned and will be patrolling a new part of the ballpark. Well, you combine a kid's favorite things, two things, the Fanatic and reading. And what do you have? Well, you have Comcast Fanatic About Reading Night. All youngsters coming to the ballpark receive a brand new Philly Fanatic children's book as we get set for Game 1 between the Phils and the Colorado Rockies. It's also Game 1 of a 9-game homestand. 9 games in 10 days. Monday's off day will feature the ALS Festival here at Citizens Bank Park. But 3 against the Rockies, 3 against the Reds, and there they are. The San Francisco Giants. Their only visit to Philadelphia starts next Friday. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Ben Davis. We get this weekend kicked off with a little change for the Phillies. News broke earlier today that Cody Ashley has returned, not as the third baseman, but as the Phillies left fielder.
We knew someone had to be the odd man out, and unfortunately that was Grady Sizemore, but we knew Cody Ashley was going to minor leagues. He was going to play left field, and he was going to come back once they felt he was ready to play left field at the big league level. Only one error down there, made a lot of progress, and he's a guy that's going to put his heart and soul into everything he does. He realized that he needed to make the adjustments and go out and play left field.
Well, he talked about the adjustments to playing left field in the big leagues. He said, that's the thing. He said, I've played it down in the minor leagues, but playing it in a big league stadium is a little different. Well, he should have a little easier view because Cole Hamels is on the mound for the Phils. He's trying to go for a career-high tying 5th victory in a month with tonight's ball game.
And hopefully he can do that, but he's done it with all 4 pitches. When we think of Cole Hamels, what do we think of? We think of fastball, we think of changeup. He's not thrown his cutter as much this year, but it has been very effective. The breaking ball has been excellent, but when he's able to use all 4 and throughout the course of a ball game, he's going to have a lot of success. We've seen him do that, and hopefully he can get that 5th win tonight.
He's a bright spot on this most recent road trip, the game against the Rockies in Colorado, and this game right here against the Washington Nationals. All right, here are the particulars. 4-0 with a 1.53 ERA during his last 4 starts. You don't want to jinx anything, but no home runs allowed during that time.
It's a joke. Those numbers are just astronomical that he's able to do that and pitch in some pretty hitter-friendly ballparks, and he's done it, like I said, with those 4 pitches. He's working down. The best thing that he has done is keep right-handers honest inside, and that really opens up the outside part of the plate.
All right, well, this is a different Rockies team than the last time we saw them. They are much better offensively. We'll see if the Phillies can neutralize them here tonight. Chad Bettis, the Phillies saw him in Colorado. The Rockies won that game. He received a no decision, making his 4th start of the year, and, of course, for Hamels, it is start number 11. All right, if you're good, later on, maybe we'll have Ben Davis read from the Fanatic Children's book. We'll find out what's going to happen. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Coming up next, lineups and first pitch. Phillies baseball is tosses. Cody didn't seem at all nervous today, chatting with him about the potential of being out there. Let's take a look at the Rockies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Brandon Barnes leads it off in center field. He's been red hot. DJ LeMahieu bats second. Troy Tulowitzki third. Then Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado. Willeen Rosario will bat sixth in the bottom third of Hundley, Enoa, and Bettis. We're ready to go. Cole Hamels' first pitch of the night is taken high. We're underway. Barnes hitting .429. He was 4 for 5 in the one game that he played against the Phillies. That's when he was called back up. Hits it foul off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Hamels' numbers a 2.98 ERA. His overall earned run average is a 3.26, which is the lowest it's been since 2006.
As we take a look at the Budweiser scattering report, his velocity is starting to creep up there. We know about his change and his cutter, but the curveball's come a long way, and it would be great for him to get his 5th win of the month.
5th win of the month and 5th win against the Rockies. He beat them when the Phillies were out in freezing cold Denver. 1-2 pitch to Barnes. He lays off a high fastball, and it's 2-2. Rockies just finished up a series with the Cincinnati Reds. You saw Barnes' numbers, 1 for 8 in that series. Inside, and it's 3-2. And he fouls it over the screen to stay alive. Barnes is playing center field tonight instead of Charlie Blackmon, a left-handed hitter. Blackmon is a very good ball player, but he is a lefty bat off the bench tonight for Walt Weiss.
You'd expect that. More righties in the lineup against Cole.
Swing and a miss. Changeup. 1 out here in the first.
The Nissan keys to the game. Don't be left out.
I got you.
Cody Ashley back in the swing of things, and no, Tulo and Cargo. Cannot let Tulowitzki and Cargo beat you.
Yeah, those two guys have 13 hits on this road trip so far with 10 RBIs. And oh yeah, Ben Revere is now a right fielder for the Phillies. LeMahieu takes outside. It's 1-0. Ben kind of took it in stride today. He's played right field this year. He's played right field in his career. Line drive to center field, and Odubel Herrera makes the catch right off the top of his spikes. Yes, that is Odubel Herrera. Yeah, there are 2 outs here in the first.
Conversing with Odubel today.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to him in Spanish. I said, "You cut that wig off." And he looked at me like, "How come you know Spanish?" But he looks good. I think it's a fresh new look for him.
He looks younger. That'll bring Troy Tulowitzki to the plate. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
Well, Tom, you were talking a little bit about Ben Revere making that move over to right field, and I had a chat with him earlier, and he said first and foremost he just wants to be in the lineup, which is what most of these guys are saying at this point, and he is in that lineup right at the top and playing right field. It is a position he's played before. He actually said he thinks it's an easier outfield position than left field in terms of the way the balls come off the bat, so he feels very comfortable out there, and he doesn't think it's going to be a major change for him as he moves over to that right field position.
That ball was hit well out to left field, and I don't think anybody's going to catch that one. It's gone. A home run for Tulowitzki. That's his 3rd of the year. And the Rockies jump out to a 1-0 lead.
I don't think Cole got my keys to the game, Tom.
It's only the first inning, Ben. He does have this kind of power.
He'd be mad at himself if he missed that pitch. It's just a good swing there. You look at powerful position, stays connected with that back elbow, gets an elevated pitch, and just drives it out to the left.
Well, it's 1-0 Rockies. Here's Carlos Gonzalez, and Gonzalez takes a changeup. It's 0-1. Gonzalez has hit in 8 consecutive games. His average, though, is at 208. He was kind of like Chase Utley was. His average was under 200 when the Phillies saw the Rockies. Cracks that one to the right side, and he'll have a base hit. So with 2 outs, the Rockies have a home run and now a single by Carlos Gonzalez. And that'll bring their hottest hitter and one of the hottest guys over the last 4 or 5 days in the National League, and that's Nolan Arenado. Walt Weiss and Tulowitzki chatting about that home run. 3rd season as the Rockies manager. Missed a couple of games because of an appendicitis. His appendix taken out. Arenado swings at the first pitch. It's right around the mound. Franco says he hasn't. Side is retired. But the Rockies do strike first. They get a solo home run off the bat of Troy Tulowitzki. They leave one. Middle of the first. It's 1-0 Colorado. Start their offense with Ben Revere and Freddie Galvis here at the bottom of the first inning. In fact, let's take a look at the rest of the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment home of the Philadelphia Phillies. After Revere and Galvis, it's Chase Utley hitting 3rd. Ryan Howard bats clean up. Maikel Franco, the 3rd baseman, hits 5th. Cody Ashley's in left field batting 6th. Odubel Herrera will bat 7th. Carlos Ruiz 8th, and Cole Hamels will bat 9th. And they will face right-hander Chad Bettis, the 26-year-old out of Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas, making his 4th start. He's allowed 27 base runners in 19 1/3. But Ben, that number down below, pitching in Colorado, even though it's limited, no home runs.
And that's hard to do as you take a look at the Budweiser scouting report. He just pitched against the Fighting Phils not too long ago. Did very well when he gave up 3 earned runs in that ballpark. Yes, it was cold, but the guy they need to get to, he will top out at 93, changing the cutter. But he will elevate that breaking ball.
Phillies kind of left him off the hook in that game as he delivers a pitch down and away. It's 1-0. Ben Revere 4 for 15 against the Rockies in that series in Denver. 2 balls and no strikes. Six-game hitting streak for Ben. 9 hits during that span. And he takes strike 1. Good luck at McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Bethany Gray of Bath, Pennsylvania. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game. Bethany will win $500.
Good luck, Bethany.
Swing and a miss at a curveball. And there's one away. 2-3 on the putout. Yeah, Ben, since you were doing radio with Scott Fransky, we didn't give out any cash.
Well, that's tough against that rotation in New York.
Oh.
These hitters might be in front of a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. They're facing that Mets team.
Last 2 guys were electric. Nothing against Bartolo Colon, but he wasn't anything compared to the last 2 guys they faced. Freddie Galvis falls behind. No balls, 1 strike. Galvis making his 45th start of the season. Outside, 1-1. Ron Sandberg's team 19-30. They're 10 games back in the East. A half game ahead of the Miami Marlins. Whoa. I do believe that everybody's okay.
Wow.
That ball went into the stands. They like to say hot. I think everybody's just a little stunned.
Coming in hot, boys. Oof.
Galvis fouls it a little softer down the left field line. Freddie at 303 for the year. He had a really tough series against Colorado. He was 3 for 25 against them. That was a 58-footer right there.
Intentional grounding.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
And just because you go to Colorado doesn't automatically mean you get a lot of hits. It's just, sometimes you get hits differently.
You know that by experience?
No, I actually hit very well there. It just seemed like there was a lot of green out there. Hit a couple homers, but I really enjoyed playing there.
In the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a pretty place. I actually took my mom out to the bullpens because she likes the flowers, and I actually took her out there to show her how pretty the bullpens were.
Bet it is a very pretty bullpen. That one's hit out toward right center field. On the run is Barnes, and he gets there. The ball hung up there for him, and there are 2 outs here in the first. Well, that was an 8-pitch at bat for Freddie Galvis.
Some closing speed here by Barnes. I mean, I really thought that ball was going to get down, and Barnes just closed the distance.
Well, 2 outs, and Chase Utley is now the hitter. Utley was 13 for 32 on the road trip. His average at 188 with 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Pitches outside, 1-0. His career numbers against the Rockies have been helped out over the last 9 games. I think you saw that he's hit it 9 straight against Colorado. He's fallen behind here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Arenado just slid over a little bit. He was playing over toward the third base bag. With the overshift, he's out toward the middle a little bit more. Still at the shortstop position, and it's 2-2.
Well, he's a guy Phillies fans not very familiar with. Arenado. He's definitely the best third baseman in the league. And he makes plays that just phenomenal.
The fact that he won 2 Gold Gloves in his first couple of years is pretty darn good. And Utley chops it to the right side. This is Tulowitzki. So the putout will go 6-3, and the Phillies go down in order in their half of the first. We've completed 1 inning. We'll go to the second on a nice night here at Citizens Bank Park with the Rockies up 1-0. 1-0 Rockies on top as we go to the top of the second. Willeen Rosario will lead it off. It'll be Rosario, Nick Hundley, and Rafael Ynoa. First pitch is chopped toward third, a foul ball. And it's 0-1. Taking a look inside the Rockies dugout. With his arms on his hips is Walt Weiss. Leaning on the chair is Tom Runnels, the bench coach. And one of the other coaches is the very affable Renee Latchman, who somehow Ben Davis put into a neck brace today when he said hello to him.
Boy, Latch is struggling down there.
0-2.
I went and talked to Latch today. He was our bench coach in Seattle, and he's in riding the bike as he normally does. And he did not have that neck brace on, so I don't know what happened to the man.
Did you hug him or something?
No.
Did you wrestle him?
No.
0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2.
This is Latch's 52nd year.
Wow.
In professional baseball. He said that he tied Don Zimmer's.
I was going to say he's right there with Don Zimmer.
Yep.
Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. In all seriousness, we did ask the PR staff of the Rockies why he was wearing a neck brace. They said, we're not totally sure. He may have done something in Cleveland. He may have done something today.
I went easy on him, Tom.
That one's hit sharply to short to his left, Galvis. And there's one out. Tomorrow's a 3:05 first pitch. Yeah, that's a little different start for the Phillies on Saturday afternoon. 3:05 against the Rockies. After the game, it's Nemours Kids Run the Bases for fans 14 and under. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com, or we invite you to stop by the box office. You can stop by tonight, stop by tomorrow morning if you choose. With one out, Nick Hundley is the batter. Hundley hitting .317 with 5 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Nick Hundley showing the guns off here tonight.
Yeah, he is. Ted Kluszewski.
Yeah. I remember a guy. You remember Patrick Lennon, an outfielder for the Red Sox?
Glenn Bragg.
Lennon and Braggs were kind of built the same way, and there were sleeveless uniforms that we had in the minor leagues, and he went out one day without the sleeves under the sleeveless uniforms. Not many guys can get away with it, but Patrick Lennon could get away with it. At least back then he could. Two balls and 1 strike to Hundley. Nice catch. Wow. Young man brought his glove to the game, and boy, did he, or young lady brought her glove to the game, and boy, what a grab she just made. Woohoo! That was outstanding. Take a look. That's right.
Well done.
2-2 pitch to Hundley. Outside, 3-2. Rafael Ynoa is in the on-deck circle. Not as strong an effort on that foul ball by the folks in the Hall of Fame club. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hundley. He hits that one through the hole on the left side, a base hit. So he's now hit in 22 of his last 26 games. And that's already the 3rd hit for the Rockies in this game.
Chooch wanted the changeup. Cole shook to a heater away. He threw him 4 in a row. And I'm thinking, you know what? The changeup might not be a bad idea, but Chase decides to go with this heater away, and it's pretty much middle. You see that many in a row, you can start to gear it up.
Well, he does have a good changeup tonight. There's not many games where he doesn't have a good changeup. Quick toss over to first, and Hundley is back. 0 for 4 in stolen base opportunities.
Big prospect with San Diego, and really never did a whole lot, but seems to be swinging the bat well here in Colorado.
Yeah, signed a 2-year deal with the Rockies. That tells you what they thought of Willeen Rosario, who's playing first base right now. Inoue hitting .294. No home runs, 4 runs batted in. First pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1. How good has Hamels been during his career? Well, he's got 113 wins and 86 losses. But beyond that, and a lot of times you have to look past the win-loss record. His earned run average for his career is 3.26. And as we mentioned, it's the lowest it's been since the 2006 season. And you think about where he ranks among the best in Major League Baseball, the active leaders. He is 3rd among active pitchers with that ERA. Utley will get the lead runner at second, and Inoue will beat the throw over to first. 4-6 on the put out at second base. And there are 2 outs.
Well executed on both ends with Chase and Freddie. Inoue just got down the line too quickly. Would have been nice, though, to have Bettis leading off next inning, but see Freddie coming across, rifling it to first, but just a bit tardy.
Well, here's Chad Bettis, 0 for 21 lifetime as a big league hitter. A change up outside, 1-0. So the other 2 pitchers who are ahead of Hamels among the active leaders, you have to have a certain amount of innings to be up there. Adam Wainwright, 2.98 career ERA, and Felix Hernandez with a 3.04 ERA. That's what it said.
King Felix has an ERA above 3. Lifetime. I believe you, Tom.
Let me check my notes.
I believe you.
Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now he's a product of being on the West Coast. You never hear about him. You never get to watch him pitch.
Yeah, 3.04. Now, to adjust that a little bit, if you look at his ERA, King Felix, since June of last year, it's 1.90.
Is that good?
That's really good. That one's in there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Inoue will be off and running on this pitch.
You know he will be.
You've been chewing on that one for a
the
little
last
bit.
time I'll say it, Tom.
Runner goes, and a call. Strike 3. Bettis down looking. Second strikeout for Cole Hamels. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Middle of the second. Yep, we'll see Cody Ashley at some point in this inning. company for the time being. Well, prior to the ball game tonight, it is Comcast's Fanatic About Reading Night, and John Guillaume threw out the ceremonial first pitch. The Fanatic then threw him out of the game, so he's no longer here watching tonight's ball game. A lot of the kids who were honored, the top 10 most improved and top 10 readers around the Delaware Valley, were honored before the ball game today. They were excited to be out there. They got a chance to peek into the dugout, maybe see their favorite Philly player, and receive the plaque from the Fanatic. Kids from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Voorhees, New Jersey, Bridgeton, New Jersey. Here in Philadelphia, of course, they were well represented. Wilmington, Delaware. Amir Crosby from Newcastle Elementary from Wilmington, Delaware. He's one of the most improved readers. Brian Howard leads it off. And Howard hits the first pitch out to first base. And there's one away. 3-1 on the putout. Well, this is the book the kids received today, the Philly Fanatics Spring Training. And earlier today, Bernie was usually manning that camera out there in center field. He read to the boys. He had his own laugh track going out there. Charlie made sure that he had his glasses ready just in case Bernie needed to replace his. Everybody looked like they were pretty bright-eyed out there. Len Epstein was is the illustrator. And there's Bernie. Man can read with the best of them. 1 ball, no strikes to Franco, and he takes a curved ball, and it's low. 2-0.
Book seems to be on my reading level. Comes with pictures and all.
Really colorful pictures, Ben. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
Written by Tom Burgoyne.
Tom Burgoyne and illustrated by Len Epstein, who's here signing down on the concourse. Tom Burgoyne, of course, the friend of the Fanatic.
Best friend.
Best friend. Three balls, 1 strike to Franco. Oh, he just missed that one.
Man.
Left side of the infield, and Tulowitzki will give way to Arenado, who makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. Cody Ashe is coming to the plate. His first at bat since being sent down on the 12th of May. And this is Chase Utley on Ashe's move to left field, part of our Geico quote of the day. There's no doubt in my mind that he is going to work at it and be a good left fielder. Obviously, we all know that his bat plays at this level. He's still learning, and that's what I like about him. He doesn't think he has it all figured out. He wants to continue to learn and get better. That's what everybody has always said about Ashe, and we've gotten to know him the last couple of years, and it is very true. He hit .295 down in Lehigh Valley.
We know about Chase Utley's work ethic, and to have someone like Chase say that about you speaks volumes about your work ethic.
Pulls it to the right side, and Tulowitzki will throw him out. So another easy inning for Chad Bettis. He's thrown just 26 pitches so far. That was an 8-pitch second. 2 in the books here in South Philadelphia. comment section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, here we go. Here's the question. Which Rocky hit an inside-the-park home run against the Phillies on June 14th, 1996? Which Rocky? Answer will be revealed in just a little while. Folks enjoying looks like some cheesesteaks and some beers. It is beer week here in Philadelphia. Brendan Barnes leads it off. Off the hands, out toward right. Ben Revere makes the catch, one away. DJ LeMahieu will step to the plate now for the Rockies. All right, so we've seen two of the three outfielders making a play so far. Herrera, Ben Revere. Murph, we have not seen Cody Ashley get anything except for watching that home run go over his head, but he worked tirelessly with Andy Abad, the Phillies outfield instructor down in Lehigh Valley, and he seemed pretty good about the whole move today when we talked to him in the clubhouse. Yeah, you can bet that he is anxious to get that first action out there in left field, kind of get it under his belt. I had a chance to talk with Cody earlier today, and as you mentioned, he worked with Andy Abad, and he also worked with Dave Brundage down at the Lehigh Valley. And there are two guys in the Phillies organization who definitely know a thing or two about outfield play. So he felt like he was in pretty good hands. I said, are you ready to come back, and are you ready to play left field at the major league level? And honestly, he can't answer that. He said, he feels very ready, but until he does it at the major league level, as you mentioned earlier, Tom, he won't know for sure. But he said, I feel as ready as I could be. I certainly feel like I did everything I could down at AAA to get back to here. And some of that work he was tireless, as you said, before every game, taking balls off a machine with different spin on them in the outfield, different fungos from left-handed hitters, right-handed hitters, taking ground balls, learning what bases to throw to. He had to go through all the paces to try and get himself ready. So as I said, he feels like he's about as ready as he can be. Now it remains to be seen, how he performs in his first couple opportunities. But, he's a guy that's going to continue to work on his craft. He's going to continue to work out there in left field. And you can bet that the coaches up here at this level aren't going to let him slack at all. They'll continue to put him through his paces as he continues through this season, guys. We arrived in the clubhouse today. He had a pretty good sweat going because he was taking fly balls from Juan Samuel. And here we go. On cue, his first opportunity, makes the catch. There are two outs here in the third. He was pretty confident, though, when asked what will be the toughest thing that he'll have to deal with. He said, honestly, just being in a major league ballpark. Yeah. Well, he handled that one just fine.
He's a ball player. He's reactive. He's instinctive. I personally think the biggest issue for him will be calling off the center fielder or getting caught off or calling off the infielders. I think that'll be the biggest issue.
Here's Tulowitzki, who hits the first pitch foul toward the Hall of Fame club on the right side. It's 0-1. Thought he was pretty honest, too, when he was asked about being sent down. He said, basically, he said when Maikel Franco came up, he said it did take him a couple days. He had to clear his head, but once he went down to Lehigh Valley, he was down there to work.
Well, you appreciate his honesty, but this is the only place to play, Tom. This is it. I unfortunately had to get sent down, and it's once you realize how great it is up here, at every aspect of it, going back down is just terrible.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, he did say that he realized that there were a lot of good people in the organization that were really looking out for him. And Franco worked hard in AAA to get a call up, and Cody recognized that if he was going to play in the big leagues, he had to find another position, at least for the time being. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tulowitzki. Out toward left field, and that one's not coming back. That'll be a second home run. That one went longer than the first one, and it's 2-0 Colorado. Home run number 4 for Tulowitzki. Hamels had not given up a home run in 34 1/3 innings after allowing 7 home runs in the first 23 innings. But he's given up a couple shots tonight from Tulowitzki.
I don't know how I got to that pitch, Tom. We're told to never say I don't know, but the ball's up and it's in. He barrels it, doesn't hook it.
and hits it way out of here.
So 2-0 Colorado. And the first pitch to Gonzalez is a strike. It's 0-1. Well, home runs are never good. There is a good thing about these home runs. They're both solo shots. And it's only a 2-0 deficit at this point. Inside, 1-1.
See a ball like that leads me to believe that he was guessing. He was looking in there.
Jay Sutley will give way to Ryan Howard, who tosses to Hamels in time. Side is retired. 3-1 on the putout. So 2 solo home runs for Tulowitzki, and the Rockies have a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. And buy McDonald's. Try McDonald's new sirloin third-pound burgers. Choose from 3 varieties at $4.99 each. McDonald's. I'm loving it. I think everybody's loving being back home here in Philadelphia. Phillies trail at 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Still seeking their first hit. And the clean-cut Odubel Herrera will lead it off. It'll be Herrera, Ruiz, and Cole Hamels. Troy Tulowitzki's 2 solo home runs, his first multi-home run game of the season. He's given the Rockies the early edge. Curveball, and now it'll drop in. It's 1-1.
I gotta say, Tom, he looks so much better without the hair. What say you?
Well, speaking as someone who has hair envy, I kind of liked his mop top that he had before.
Really?
Yeah. I know unless I'm going to go to a store and purchase something, I'll never have a mop top like that. Inside, 3-1. You didn't like it?
I did not.
Murph, did you like the mop top or do you like the clean cut Odubel Herrera? Because you and I both have gotten our hair cut in the last couple of days.
Yeah, we have. I liked the look that he had. And he looks good now too. But no, I like the look. You know, and in the dugout before the game, everybody was kind of pointing at Maikel Franco and saying, "Hey, man, you going to get yours cut soon too."
Well, that's true. He's
yeah.
probably got the longest. Longest now.
He has a similar look to Herrera. So.
3-2 pitch coming to Odubel. And he hits it in the air down the left field line toward foul territory. And Inoa, he slid, and I think the ball may have hit him right in the chest. I don't think it hit him in the face. I think it hit him in the chest. Yeah, maybe it hit the glove.
I think it went in and out of his glove.
Oh, did it really? Oh, right in his glove. Well, I guess that's better.
To add insult to injury.
A good slide, though.
Run all that way, you get it in your glove, and then you drop it.
Yeah. Well, he's an infielder making the transition to the outfield. 3-2 again, and Odubel hits it off the end of the bat out toward right center field. Carlos Gonzalez will make the catch. One away. Well, this Sunday is Wistar Institute Melanoma Awareness Day, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank. A kid's bucket hat free to fans 14 and under. It's all part of the Rockies Phillies weekend. It culminates on Sunday, 1:35 first pitch. Jerome Williams will start against Jordan Lyles in that ball game. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Carlos Ruiz up for the first time, takes a strike. It's 0-1. Then 26-year-old Chad Bettis is not allowed a base runner through the first 7 hitters.
Well, we jinxed Cole with the no home runs over the last 4 ball games, so good time to jinx Chad Bettis.
He jammed Ruiz on a changeup. And there are 2 outs here in the 3rd. Cole will take care of it right here. Michael Franco's mock top that we were talking about. Out of play, and it's 1-1.
He threw Odubel a 3-1 changeup. Just threw Cole a 1-0 changeup. Feels that he can throw that behind in the count.
Curveball, and it's waved at, and the side is retired. Second strikeout for Bettis, so he's through the Phillies lineup 1 time without allowing a base hit or a base runner. 3 in the books. We'll go to the 4th. Phillies down 2-0. WB Mason, providing amazingly low prices on kitchen disposables, consumables, small wares, and so much more. From your new restaurant partner, who but WB Mason. A hot day here in Philadelphia. Temperature game time was in the mid-80s. Nolan Arenado will lead things off. He popped out to third his first time up. Curveball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 86 degrees at game time. Whew.
And a bit humid.
Arenado, when the Phillies faced the Rockies, was 2 for 13 in the series. In fact, he sat one of the games because he was really struggling. But since that time, he is 9 for 16 with 10 runs batted in. That's a cutter. Swing and a miss and a changeup. Third strikeout for Hamels. Well, there are nights when he has a good changeup. I mean, it is his best pitch, but tonight's changeup is, I mean, he's got all these hitters way out front of it.
And you know what helps is that he's throwing 94. I've seen him. I think that'll actually go up as it goes on, because you have to respect that 94, 93 even, and you go out there and get it. See that changeup, you're just going to be out in front.
Rosario takes a strike. It's 0-1 on the outside part of the plate. Rosario has really good numbers against Cole. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. He's 6 for 16 against Hamels. And that kind of goes hand in hand with his success against the Phillies overall. Hitting well over 300 against the Phils. And it was 5 for 13 against them in that 4-game series out in Colorado.
He does not get cheated.
He doesn't. His biggest problem is that he really does struggle defensively.
His hands are very rigid.
Out towards center field, Herrera scampers back, makes the catch, 2 outs. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs.
Tom, what year was the cycle hit? 96, you said?
96.
1996. Against the Phillies?
Against the Philadelphia Phillies, yeah. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. I'll give you a hint. You were young. How old were you then?
I was 19.
19. Inside the park home run.
Oh, inside the park home run.
Does that make it easier?
No.
All right, so you were 19. This guy also played with the Red Sox. Does that help?
No.
Okay.
I was in Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, the Quakes.
1996.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Hundley.
It might be that point where you just keep throwing that changeup till they hit it.
Curveball. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Hamels, his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. He's retired 4 in a row since the home run, the second one by Tulowitzki. First, hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. Along with Ben Davis, Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. Phillies trail at 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. That's Chris Conroy, in case you're wondering, the third base umpire. Phillies will try to get their first base runner of the night. 9 up, 9 down for Chad Bettis, out of Texas Tech University, where he won 17 games as a collegiate pitcher, 3 years in Lubbock. He'll face Ben Revere, Freddie Galvis, Chase Utley.
The Red Raiders.
Yes. I don't say that confidently, but yes. To the right side, and LeMahieu scoops it up. 1 out. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Justin Bour hit a home run just inside the
fair pole
to give the Marlins a 3-0 lead. That game's in the top of the 4th inning.
Bet he was on the first pitch.
I can't tell you that, but it was a pretty good shot.
He's a first pitch hacker.
What would you consider yourself? Were you a first pitch guy, or did you run the count?
If I liked it, I was hacking.
Freddie Galvis hacks at the first pitch here, sends Barnes back toward the track in center, and there are 2 outs.
I would say later in my career, I swung earlier because my bat speed had, I don't know how it happened, seemingly overnight, but my bat speed really was depleted, and I didn't trust myself to have that bat speed, so I wanted to get out there early.
So you can't, there's no point where you can put your finger on it and say, okay, this is when my bat speed went down. It's because of this injury, or, you know, catching too much, whatever it was. It just happened overnight.
It was quick, Tom, and it was one of those things that, you know, in batting practice you can hit home runs whenever you want, and I couldn't even really go out in batting practice.
Oh, really?
I mean, I would now and again, but not like I used to be able to. And it's tough. It was tough to look yourself in the mirror and say, like, where did that bat speed go?
Well,
how did it happen?
You had shoulder, elbow.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with that. And I was still as strong as I was, you know, earlier in my career.
Right.
It went fast. It really did.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, because for most folks who didn't play professionally, their bat speed, they really never had it. They may have had it for like a year or 2 in the lower levels. I'm always interested to see, you know, when a hitter's bat speed, if you notice when it declines, if you have a reason why it declines.
I think when you see a lot of check swings, people aren't trusting themselves. because you know your bat speed isn't where it used to be, and you used to be able to catch up to those fastballs. You could let the ball travel and be still quick enough to get that pitcher out of there. But once you start to cheat, if anything's spinning, you're going to have a lot of check swings.
Swing and a miss, and Utley is struck out. 3 strikeouts for Bettis, so he's through 4 innings without allowing a base runner. That's an 8-pitch 4th inning for him. We've played 4 on to the 5th inning. Phillies trail at 2-0. Top of the 5th inning, Phillies trail at 2-0. Cole Hamels has 4 strikeouts so far, facing the bottom of the order. It's 8-9-1. 1 ball and no strikes to Rafael Inoa, who reached on a fielder's choice. And there it is again. And it's really good tonight. That's the changeup. And he's throwing it to everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. He is not discriminating. It's going against everybody. 1 ball, 1 strike to Inoa. And he chops it foul. It's 1-2.
I wanted him to throw it against Hundley last inning. Cole went with a breaking ball, the first curveball he's thrown of the game, and got Hundley swinging on that. To put a little bit more doubt in the Rockies hitters' minds.
Curveball, and he waves at it. So he struck out the last 2 guys on curveballs. That's 5 strikeouts overall, and there's 1 out here in the 5th. All right, so Murph, when he gets 2 strikes, usually you think changeup for Cole Hamels, but tonight it's been changeup and curveball for him.
Well, you know, 5 strikeouts tonight against the Colorado Rockies. And as you guys were talking about earlier, when you think about Cole Hamels, you think fastball, obviously, and you think that changeup. And for many years, that's exactly what it was, and that was his go-to pitch, his out pitch. But, you know, that's starting to change a little bit. Take a look. With 2 strikes on the batters this year, guys, 41% of the time he's going to the fastball, 26% of the time the changeup. But you look, the curveball, 18% of the time. We just saw it, as you mentioned, Tom, in the last 2 strikeouts, even throwing the cutter at 15% of the time. I asked Carlos Ruiz a little bit about you know, the mindset, what the pitches they're calling when they get 2 strikes on the batter, and he said the beauty of Cole Hamels is you can really use any of his 4 pitches. You don't have to rely on one pitch. You don't have to rely on that changeup or on the fastball, because as we can see, he can throw that curveball and get guys swinging and missing as well. So, you know, when you become an elite pitcher in Major League Baseball, it's not because you have one great pitch. More than likely, it's like Cole Hamels, you have a bunch of them.
Yeah, I wonder if you went back and looked at Hamels' first couple of years and you broke down 2 strike offerings, how different that pie would look. You know what I mean? I mean, because we saw fastball, changeup a lot, and maybe a curveball from time to time, but his curveball is way different than it was his first couple of years, and he didn't even have the changeup back then.
Yeah, his breaking ball, his curveball. I mean, I know it sounds harsh. It just wasn't good.
Right.
It wasn't.
You know, when you look at it, guys, if you break it down just in terms of hard stuff and off-speed stuff, it's almost 50-50 depending on, so as a batter, you're looking for one thing, but you just have just as much chance of getting the other, whether it be hard or soft. And, guys are batting just 142 off of his off-speed stuff this year overall. Just about 142. So the soft stuff is working for Cole Hamels, and it's working often this season.
Well, he just walked Chad Bettis. Bettis 0 for 22 in his major league career. He didn't look like he was going to swing the bat at all, but he's on the base paths. So now Hamels will have to deal with a base runner, and Barnes is up. Barnes shows bunt. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, go ahead and bunt. Make your pitcher work harder out there. Have at it, Brandon.
Out of play, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That one is spun out towards shallow right. Utley is under it. And there are 2 outs.
That one at 84 miles an hour. It was a little bit elevated, but the speed of the pitch is what got him out.
Yeah, way out front of it. NBC 10 News at 4 p.m. The only station with 20 minutes of nonstop news. Weekdays at 4 p.m. NBC 10. Count on it. Here's DJ LeMahieu, who when we last saw the Rockies was batting 8th, and even in 1 ball game batted 9th. Now all of a sudden he's 3rd in the National League in hitting at .338. But he was 2nd for most of the first month and then tailed off. And now he's climbed back into the top 5. Swing and a miss, overpowered with a 94-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball.
That's why that out to Barnes before that was at 84. It's exactly 10 miles off. Yeah, it wasn't the best located changeup, but it was the speed that got Barnes out.
Curveball, and he pulls it foul. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, the Nationals and the Reds are battling in Cincinnati. And the Reds lead at 1-0. Steven Strasburg out after 5 batters. We'll try to get you an update as to what is ailing him tonight. Joey Votto hit a home run in that ball game. That was his first one in over a month. That kid's just not right. Physically, at least. I mean, his velocity was fine, but there was something wrong.
Seems like there's always something with him. It's a sin too, because his stuff, like you said, he just always seems to get injured.
No balls, 2 strikes to LeMahieu. In the dirt.
Coming home from New York the other day, Matt and I were sitting, Matt Stairs, we were talking on the bus. He said, for me, talking about changeups, he said a changeup right down the middle, he said, was the hardest pitch for me to hit. And I said, why? And he said, it was just, you look at it and you're like, this has to be a fastball. It's got to be a heater right down the middle. And then you're just out in front because of the speed.
Yeah, nobody would throw a BP fastball in a big league game. Chopper back to the mound. Cole Hamels flags it down. Side is retired. 1-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies still in search of their first hit against that guy. Phillies bobblehead night. All fans coming to the yard will get that bobblehead right there. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Good seats are still available. You can also vote on who you want to have throw out the first pitch tonight. Your favorite WIP, WPHT personality. Cindy Webster from WIP, WPHT, she's in Italy, and she has taken that bobblehead everywhere.
I can't believe she's not here to watch Cole pitch.
Yeah, and what time is it there? Well, she's probably still awake.
Is it 6 hours difference?
I was going to say 5, but it could be 6.
You ever been, Tom?
To Italy? I have not.
I've never been across the pond.
I've been to England. I've done a football game in England at Wembley Stadium. That was awesome. Has nothing to do with Italy, though. Here's Ryan Howard. And then Howard swings at the first pitch and hits the curveball off his foot.
It's 2:14 in Italy.
2:14 a.m.
A.m.
Yeah, she's still up. A 1 pitch to Howard. Down low, 1 ball, 1 strike, according to Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire for tonight's ball game. Scott Barry's at first. Ted Barrett. Crew chief is at second. Chris Conroy at third.
There you saw the cutter from Chad Bettis. Hasn't thrown a whole lot tonight.
Curveball lifted towards center field. Going back on it is Barnes. Toward the fence. It is caught right near the top of the fence by Brandon Barnes. And 1 out here in the 5th inning. I don't think it would have gone out of the yard. It would have at least hit the top of the fence, though. Phillies still without a base hit. And there's 1 out here in the 5th inning.
And Ryan not getting any help from the wind. The wind is pretty much non-existent right here, but goes down and gets. See that firm front side, Tom? That's what you can hit against and drive the baseball. I think it would have gone out.
You think it would have?
I do. It's a good swing. Went down and got that breaking ball, but I really like that firm front side. I'm thinking
it would have been close.
It would have been close.
Here's Franco. And Franco shatters his bat.
Mike Kell in his first at bat got a 3-1 sinker that did not sink. Skied it to third base. That was one that I'm sure that he would like to have back. That one had some tilt on it, that sinker. But the one in the 2nd inning was a good one to hit.
Grounded foul, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes to Franco. Katie gives that baseball to that young fan sitting in the front row. He was probably asking the whole time, hey, if you get one, can I have it? In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. High chopper to short. Big room serve is hot for Tulowitzki. 2 outs here in the 5th inning. All right, Ben, here we go. It's time now for our Jeep Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Which Rocky hit an inside the park home run against the Phils June 4th, 1996?
You know, I thought about the hint that you gave me. I started to think about all the good players of Colorado, Walt Weiss, and Dante Bichette. But the hint did help me.
It did?
It did. About the Red Sox.
Huh.
I'm going to go with Ellis Burks.
Ellis Burks is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Ellis Burks was a good player.
Very good player. Played for a long time.
1-0 pitch to Ashe.
And Cody takes low, 2-0. You know, I gave the numbers for Cody down at Lehigh Valley. He hit .295. I guess that really didn't matter. It was more the fact that he made one error. That was it. Made a couple of diving grabs. That was the important part. A little out front, and it's 2-1.
Wonder how he feels about the longer jog out to left field as opposed to just going to third base.
Well, it's funny you said that. I watched him do it before the ball game, and he went out past where Samuel is now, where the first base umpire Scott Barry is, and he curled all the way around the outfield grass. That one's right at Tulowitzki, who gets another assist from the right side of the diamond. And the Phillies are hitless through 5. Chad Bettis, the 26-year-old from Lubbock, Texas, has faced the minimum through 5 innings. Tulowitzki due up when we come back.
A big piece in the middle of Ryan Sandberg's everyday lineup. The month of May has been very merry for Ryan Howard. A batting average below 200 in April, has been consistently above 300 during the second month of the season. The average has climbed and the power in his bat has returned. Number 6 is key to the Phillies offense. His successful swings are making Phillies fans jump for joy. And they're brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless.
Well, Ryan Howard nearly hit another home run in his last at bat, but it was caught at the fence by Brandon Barnes. The Phillies are still hitless as we begin the top of the 6th inning. Troy Tulowitzki has 2 solo home runs tonight. First pitch is a breaking ball in there. It's 0-1. All right, so 2 home runs on 2 different locations. How do you pitch him this third time?
You still have to stick to your game plan. Maybe the pitches, maybe they were the right pitches at the time. You just didn't execute the pitch.
That one's hit sharply right through the shift on the left side. So Tulowitzki's 3 for 3.
Or you could walk him.
Well, I wonder what this means for the rest of the series, because Tulowitzki, at least in these 3 at-bats, I mean, the man is locked in. Time to take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. Speaking of Tulowitzki, 180 career home runs, which is 5th most in Rockies history. I don't know if he'll stay around to pass Todd Helton. But he's got Bichette, Vinny Castilla, Larry Walker, Todd Helton leading the way. Helton will have his number retired later on this year by the Rockies.
As well he should. Tulo, those numbers would be higher, but he's another guy that gets hurt a lot.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean too about having a date like this. What the series is going to be. I mean, we've seen this before. Phillies hitters, you start off the series hot and you don't stop hitting before the end of the series. And
he's a guy that can carry a ball club. That's why you got to make sure that you get the guys out that are batting in front of him.
0-2 to Gonzalez.
But he does get hurt. He's a big guy playing a very athletic position. Where's number 2? Derek Jeter, his favorite player growing up. And this guy, you wonder how in the world he's hitting 212 in that ballpark with that swing. It's one of the prettier swings you will see.
In the dirt, gets away from Ruiz. Tulowitzki tries for second, and Utley scoops it up and applies the tag.
Do it, Chooch. It's a good play all the way around. Chooch really hops on this pitch.
Well, it's time now for a precision play of the game brought to you by GMC.
But the best thing that he did was get to his feet very quickly, picks it up barehanded because he knew he wouldn't have time, fires a strike down to Chase. Short hop, Chase picks it, applies a tag. Very nice.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carlos Gonzalez. Got him with a changeup. 6 strikeouts for Hamels.
Chase has always been so good about sticking his nose in there and applying an aggressive tag. I always like my middle guys on a steal to be very aggressive with that tag. Don't just sweep the tag. Be aggressive. Throw it down there.
Arenado's 0 for 2. It's not even close to being a good matchup for the Rockies with this changeup.
Now that pitch to Cargo before that, the strikeout, you wonder why did he swing at that? The reason is because the at bat before that he threw him a 93-mile-an-hour sinker down and in, and he rolled it over to Ryan Howard at first base. So he sees that pitch come out of the same spot, thinks it's going to be another sinker, and just drops. The bottom drops out of it. So you're thinking fastball in again. I gotta get the bad head out.
Arenado just asked Angel Hernandez. That was a strike, right? Got him. Another changeup, and that's 7 strikeouts for Hamels. He's gotten Arenado twice. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Boy, if he can just solve Tulowitzki, everything would be fine. Tulowitzki has 2 solo home runs, but Hamels has been on top of his game here tonight. Aside from that, let's see if the Phillies offense can get on top of their game. Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. Buy Yellowwood. Yellowwood pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And buy Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Phillies. Chad Bettis has a no-hitter through 5. Phillies have allowed 2 runs on solo home runs by Tulowitzki. But this young man who has all of 2 major league wins and an ERA of 6.29 coming into tonight's ball game. Has not allowed a base hit. Hasn't walked anybody. He's had a handful of 3-ball counts, but for the most part it seems like the Phillies have been aggressive early on in the at-bats.
Time to lay one down, Tom.
Curve ball, and it's 1-1. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Bring one with you to second base. LeMahieu's way out there. He's in the grass. Just get it past the pitcher. It's a hit.
You can also drag it up the first base line too, where Rosario's playing. And that one is pulled right at LeMahieu. 1 out. Carlos Ruiz is coming up. Murph, you got a hit or two in your notebook down there?
Well, let's see what we can do here. We're going to give you the Coors Light cold hard fact right now because, well, it fits. On this date, a few years back, you'll remember, Roy Halladay threw the 20th perfect game in Major League history against the Marlins. He struck out 11, tossed 115 pitches, 72 strikes. One of 2 no-hitters that season for Doc. He finished with that 21-10 record that season. That was on this date, guys.
Incredible.
Yeah, so I'm throwing that out there as the reverse jinx for the Colorado Rockies.
It was an incredible night for the organization. It was an amazing night for Roy Halladay. It was a unbelievable pitching matchup. Josh Johnson, who was very good for the Marlins, was on the mound. That one is sliced toward right center, and Barnes tracks it down for the second out. Well, let's flash back. Here we go. Doc on a hot night. This was the 9th inning. This ball right here, we thought that had a chance, but Shane Victorino tracked it down. Wes Helms called on the inside part of the plate. And then this tapper right here by Ronnie Paulino. And Castro, beautiful spin move, very comfortable. 27 up, 27 down for Roy Halladay.
And that was not the easiest of plays to end the ball game. Tough hop, range into your left.
He was really good defensively. Castro was. 0-1 pitch is swung out a miss by Hamels, and it's 0-2. Well, there you see the comparisons. Hamels has allowed just 2 runs on 2 solo home runs. But Bettis, with whatever he's doing out there tonight, has been better because he hasn't allowed a base runner. And a foul tip and another strikeout, and the no-hitter is intact. The perfect game is intact through 6 innings. We'll go to the 7th. Phillies down 2-0. Well, it's time now for your local Honda dealers game summary, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. It's 2-0. Rockies on top as we go to the top of the 7th inning. I think the big story is the Tulowitzki home runs, obviously, and then the goose egg for the Phillies. This is a perfect game that Chad Bettis is throwing here tonight for the Rockies through 6 innings.
Don't talk to him. Get away from him.
Did you subscribe to that?
You had to. Everyone else did it.
Come on, Ben, be a leader. Here's Willeen Rosario. He's 0 for 2.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes, Murph. Murph, were you looking for Ben, or were you looking to ask him a question?
I was actually looking for our producer, Jeff Halleckman. I found him. He's in the truck.
Okay, the production cavity.
Yes, he is.
0 2.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're always welcome, Murph. You know that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
In the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball fouled off the foot of Rosario. By the way, Ben, you and I have known Murph for a long time. I think that was the first time we got him speechless.
Doesn't happen too often.
Does not happen too often. Hamels at 97 pitches. Chopper left side. Franco comes charging in. He's got time. Zips the throw over, and Howard applies the tag. And 1 gone here in the 7th. And Nick Hundley is due up. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. Those 2 youngsters can wear that shirt for the next 10 years. Hundley singled his first time up, struck out his last time. Fly ball left center field. And Herrera does see it. I wondered if it would be a tough sky or not. It's still kind of twilight out there. Another 2 outs.
Another good pitch to hit there for Hundley. But the speed dictated him being out in front of it.
Off the end of the bat foul. It's 0-1. Noah hits it foul into the suite level. Phillies fans, next time you're looking for great seats, get to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right. On StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Phillies.com. Tries to get the strikeout. It's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball.
I see a backdoor cutter here. It's a pitch he hasn't thrown a whole lot of. Basically gone, that was a breaking ball there, but fastball changeup with Yanoa. I just think he would give up on it. Now the 1-2 pitch. Chopper back toward the middle, and Utley backhands
Fires across in time. 4-3 on the putout. Nothing across. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies trailing it 2-0. Cooler. WB Mason offers free same-day delivery of 5-gallon Blizzard spring water bottles with no minimums or hidden fees. In between innings, you saw Ryan Sandberg and Bob McClure chatting with Cole Hamels, and then Bob went to the phone. The Phillies will get bullpen action as we begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Hamels just a hair over 100 pitches. And trailing it 2-0. His offense has not managed a hit through 6 innings. Luis Garcia did get up for a moment, but now he has sat down. Ben Revere takes outside. It's 1-0. Not only have they not picked up a hit, they haven't gotten a base runner. Bettis has not walked anybody. There's not been an error. 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0.
Looping a blast. Right back in it. Be honest though with you, Tom, they really haven't had many good swings against Bettis.
Howard's really is the only one, right?
That's about it.
Outside corner, and it's 2-1. And Angel Hernandez behind the plate, he has not had a huge strike zone. It's not like he's giving Bettis any pitches.
The Phillies are swinging. That was the 71st pitch.
That one's back toward the middle, and Tulowitzki lets it go under his glove, and Revere will be safe at first. All right, well, now the pressure's on Mike McConey, the official scorer for tonight's ball game. An outstanding official scorer. Will that be the first hit? Will that be an error to Tulowitzki?
Error. It's got to be an error. It does take a funny little hop. The ball's not hit very hard, but you got to keep your glove on the ground.
Yeah, he would have had Revere with a clean throw. So the first base runner tonight for the Phils, and now Bettis will work from the stretch for the first time. They do score that in E6. I think that's right. The right scoring.
Definitely an error.
Freddie Galvis takes inside.
And you see shortstops that use smaller gloves to make that transfer easier. Tulo uses an RV-23. Robin Ventura 2-3. Rawlings. Of course, Robin was a third baseman. A lot of third basemen use that glove. A-Rod uses it. Joe Creedy, who I played with in Chicago, uses it. Used it. But the RV-23 is a bigger glove. And you would think you would be able to keep that on the ground longer. And look at Freddie's glove. It's a lot smaller. You see that one there. It's a big glove for shortstop.
And it's a well-worn-in glove, too.
Yes, it is.
It's not the first year he's used that one.
No, it's not.
1 ball, 1 strike to Galvis. Galvis 0 for 2. He's flied out twice. And he lines that one toward right center field. Blackmon on the run. He dives and he makes the catch. Blackmon came on this inning to play center field for the Rockies, and he makes the diving grab for the first out here in the 7th inning. So Blackmon's in center. Barnes moved over to left field. Nice play.
And that is the 3rd time Freddie has flown out to center field. The first one I thought was going to get down. Barnes made a good play on him. Obviously, Blackmon makes a good play here in center. Prevent extra bases.
Well, now Chase Utley's the hitter. 0 for 2. He's grounded out. He's also struck out. Garcia is warming in the pen for the Phils. Christian Friedrich, meanwhile, is throwing in the bullpen for the Rockies. I don't know if that bothers a starting pitcher when he has a no-hitter, if he looks over his shoulder and sees somebody warming up. Utley hits it foul.
I'll tell you what, it would irritate the heck out of me. 77 pitches.
There's Garcia, and then upstairs is Friedrich.
Unless his pitch counts at 90, which I don't believe it would be.
Did he go on that one? No. This is the 3rd base umpire, Chris Conroy. Anybody was wondering where Ben Revere was when this ball was tipped off the glove of Tulowitzki. Ben's a quick runner, but yeah, he would have had him. Even though Tulowitzki doesn't throw the way he used to, he still would have had him. I want to mention that was a good call.
Go up top, Chase. Tie this baby up.
He fouls it again, and it's 1-2. And now Hundley's going to go out and chat with Bettis. Hundley, by the way, has been a pretty good thrower from behind the plate so far this year. If you're wondering about Revere trying to steal, 8 for 28 trying to throw runners out. 29%. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser is still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. Runner goes, pitch is chopped toward first. Rosario touches the bag, and the Phillies have a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight. And Ryan Howard is coming up. 2 outs here in the 7th.
I'm wondering, Tom, if Chase would have gotten a hit there, would they have brought in Friedrich to
face the lefty?
Howard?
It's actually a pretty good point. I mean, they could have.
I mean, why else would he have been up?
Yeah, I think that might be the only reason he was up, although he's just standing on the mound right now. That's a good point. Inside, 1-0. Darren Holmes, the bullpen coach. A miraculous recovery for Rene Latchman.
Advil works.
To the right side. LeMahieu's got it. And the inning is over. The no-hitter is still intact. The perfect game is no longer intact. 4-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits. One man left. The error by Tulowitzki will go to the 8th. Rockies lead it 2-0. Inning. Cole Hamels is out there to face the pitcher Chad Bettis. Bettis has a no-hitter through 7 innings. And as we start the top of the 8th inning, he'll bat. He is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Luis Garcia is throwing in the bullpen for the Phillies. We mentioned that before. Swing and a miss. 1-1. The guy on the right has pitched exceptionally well tonight, but the guy on the left has a no-hitter. 2 balls, 1 strike. And I'm sorry, they called that a strike. And there's a strike 3 called. I think Bettis was content with that. 8 strikeouts.
After that first swing, I think I'd have stood up there with my bat on my shoulder as well.
At the end of last inning, Ben Revere was over at third base, crossing to get his glove, and Bettis came over and said something to Ben. Ben was the first base runner to reach base here tonight. An error charged to Tulowitzki. Not a hit, though. He still has a no-hitter. And here is Barnes, who takes outside. It's 1-0. One ball, 1 strike.
I don't remember Angel having this delivered a strike call.
It's the same call that we normally see from him, but you're right, it is a little slower. I agree with that. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Barnes. He gets it foul, and it remains 1-2. Got him with a changeup. 9 strikeouts for Hamels. He has struck out the last 2, and he's retired 7 straight. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. By Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. DJ LeMahieu is 0 for 3. No balls and 1 strike to LeMahieu as he fouls that one. Phillies will have Franco, Ashe, and Herrera due up in the bottom of the 8th inning.
I think you've used that line once or twice tonight. Got him with a changeup.
Fastball on the inside corner, 0-2.
Cole still at 94.
Phillies have another off day on Monday, so he could get an extra day with that off day. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt with a curveball.
Cole having some fun with that breaking ball. You know, it's not something he's had his whole career, and it's like getting a new toy. You just want to keep playing with it, keep using it. Here it comes again.
Curveball hit back toward the box, knocked down by Hamels, flips underhand to first in time. Hamels 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. That's it. But on the other end, Chad Bettis has not allowed a base hit through 7. We'll see if it continues in the 8th. Nothing. Chad Bettis is a no-hitter through 7 innings. He struck out 4. The only base runner was Ben Revere, who reached on an error by Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki had time to make a play on Revere. Ben Paulson comes on to play first base, so they've made a switch in the outfield, now a switch in the infield. And here's Maikel Franco, who's 0 for 2. He's popped to third, grounded out to short. Takes the first pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. Phillies have been no-hit 22 times in their history. The last one coming with Josh Beckett of the Dodgers last year.
1 year and 5 days ago.
And Beckett didn't have overpowering stuff. It's kind of like Bettis here tonight. Would you agree with that, Ben? It's somewhat similar.
Yeah.
And Beckett could always get it up to 95 if he needed to. I don't think he did it that day. 1 ball, 1 strike to Franco. And he fouls it. It's 1-2. Now Franco's not up here to try to do this, but there was a time in your career where in a close game, no hitter, you bunted.
I did.
And you got a base hit. Now the opposing dugout was not happy about it, but your teammates were, because it was a close game and you were trying to get on base to not only break the no hitter, but to try to win the ball game.
Yeah, I think, you know, most folks know, you know, against Kurt Schilling, I laid the bunt down. It was a perfect game, and it was a 2-0 game. I brought the tying run to the home plate. That year, Bubba Trammell was hitting behind me. I believe it was the 7th inning. I want to say it was
later
inning.
in the game.
And I laid it down, and like I said, Bubba was up behind me. I think that year he had 25, and didn't score. But I remember going back to warm the pitcher up the next inning, and they're screaming. I'm like, man, their bench is upset about something.
Swing and a miss. He went after ball 3, and Franco is struck out. 1 out here in the 8th inning. That's 5 strikeouts for Bettis, who now is 5 outs away from a no-hitter. Well, it's time now for a Hyundai defensive plays of the game, and both were in center field. You need these kind of plays if you're thinking about a no-hitter this late.
You got to have good defense behind you. You see Barnes climbing the wall there, and then Freddie going out and lacing him on the right center. Blackman comes in, makes a diving catch to preserve that no-hitter, and they are your Hyundai defensive plays of the game.
Well, here's Cody Ashe with 1 man down in the 8th, and Ashe takes low. That one is shot toward the open hole at shortstop into left field, and Cody Ashe makes his return by breaking up the no-hit bid. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, it wasn't hit all that hard, but it was hit in the right spots.
Vacated, I mean, it's pretty much straightaway shortstop. Vacated shortstop position, too low, shaded well to the right side of the diamond. But you're looking here, and this is where Tulo normally would be. Here you see him on this side of the diamond, opens up that entire left side of the diamond, and Cody not trying to do a whole lot with it, shoots it to the left.
Watch the reaction by Bettis. All right, so the Phillies have their second base runner. It's the first hit of the night. Here's Odubel Herrera, who's 0 for 2. And it takes high. It's 1-0. Let's see if that loosens things up a little bit, and the Phillies can get some runs now. Outside, 2-0.
I remember coming back to the bench and finding the one person I could always confide in and ask questions, Tony Gwynn. I said, they're very upset at me for bunting. He goes, oh man, the heck with those guys. Although he didn't say heck.
Curveball, and that's in there. It's 2-1.
Best thing about it, though, we went to Arizona the following week. Kurt was on the mound again, and 55,000 people booed me when my first at bat. Hit a single up the middle. My next at bat hit double down the line. So that was that made me feel good.
Knowing you, though, it didn't bother you that they booed you.
It did not, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I got more joy out of that than the actual breaking up the perfect game.
I think if some folks would think with their minds instead of their hearts, and it's hard as fans, they would acknowledge that it was still a winnable ball game.
Right.
You're not just going to concede a no-hitter or the game. 3-1 to Odubel. Good changeup, 3-2. He was looking fastball, and he got a changeup. And he got him. He threw him another changeup. 6 strikeouts for Bettis. And there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
He's got some very good movement on this pitch. This changeup comes out of his hand straight. I mean, it's got some sink and depth on it. Straight down, almost like a splitter.
Well, his last start, he threw the changeup 14% of the time. He threw his fastball 58% of the time, and the curveball 25%. I would think it's fastball changeup tonight, right?
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of breaking balls as well. Very few cutters, but basically stuck with those 3 pitches.
Yeah, and for the most part, over the length of this season, his appearances, the curveball and changeup have been interchangeable for him. 1 ball, no strikes to Ruiz. Carlos loops it toward right field, and that's going to drop for a hit. On his way to third is Ashe. That's the 2nd hit of the night for the Phils. They've got runners on first and third with 2 men down. Well, again, nothing's been hit hard, but the Phils will take it. And what will they do here? Is it Cesar Hernandez or Darren Ruff that'll pinch hit? Ruff's out of the dugout. Hernandez is on the on-deck circle. And it looks like it's going to be Darren Ruff. Follow the Phillies all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Walt Weiss is stomping out to the mound. He has not signaled just yet. He'll probably bring a right-hander in if he makes a change. It doesn't look like he's making a change, though, at this point. He's talking to Hundley a lot. Managers talk to the catcher a lot when they're out there.
Sometimes they'll just bypass the pitcher and say, be honest with me, look me in the eye, how's his stuff? Does he still have stuff? Unfortunately, there are times when I said, no. Pitcher doesn't make the pitcher too happy, but, you know, I think in this situation, look at the 2 hits this inning.
He still has stuff.
He still has stuff. Not overpowering stuff. But the stuff that he's had tonight has been a lot greater than the Phillies offense.
Well, there's the mixture of pitches that he's thrown. See, I'm surprised that he's thrown more curveballs than changeups just from what we've watched, but the numbers don't lie. Andres Blanco comes on to pinch run for Carlos Ruiz. So here's Darren Ruff with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And he takes on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Maybe he has to wear it on an hourly basis. He is a good guy, though.
Maybe he only wears it in the bottom half of the innings.
It's all about luck.
Figure it out, Latch.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Murph did a great story on him when he was the first base coach.
Remember that?
That was a great story. Where he would talk to a kid every game, give him a baseball as long as he promised to be a good person, to say thank you, say please. Check swing on the curve. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire, Scott Barry. I think that technically is going.
I think so.
So now 1-2. Runners lead off first and third. Outside, he tried to sneak a fastball by him. It's 2-2. And he grounds that one foul past Ashe. Well, he stayed with that breaking ball.
You know, this team shifts on just about every hitter. And that's one thing Latch had. He had spray charts and scouting reports in binders on every team. And I'm talking about guys that may have been in the league for 12, 15 years on every player. So they're using it.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ruff. Lays off. Oh, no, he went according to the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez.
That is, man alive.
It's a strike 3 swinging for Darren Ruff. And the side is retired. 3 strikeouts in the inning. I am shocked he did not ask for help. Take a look. Did he go? I would say no. It's close. Chad Bettis gave up the first hit of the night, gave up 2, but still has a shutout. We'll go to the top of the 9th inning. Rockies lead it 2-0. Park to take on the Washington Nationals. It's Fanatic alternate style jersey. Compliments of Pico to fans 14 and under. Tickets can be purchased anytime by going to Phillies.com. Chad Bettis getting high fives, getting congratulations all the way around, and rightfully so. He used a variety of pitches here tonight to hold the Phillies to just 2 base hits. Neither hit was all that hard. Both came in the 8th inning. So we're assuming that his day is done. 8 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, 104 pitches. Figure Axford will start loosening up in the pen momentarily. Luis Garcia is the new pitcher for the Phils. Cameron Rupp the new catcher. And Troy Tulowitzki is the batter. Starts him off with a high slider. It's 1-0. There's Cameron. One's hit sharply and past Galvis, and it's the 4th hit of the night for Tulowitzki. So leadoff single. Here's Carlos Gonzalez. Well, Darren Ruff pleaded his case after that check swing that was called a strike by Angel Hernandez. I don't always agree with the folks that say that it should automatically be a check. I don't know how Angel Hernandez thought he saw that. I mean, we looked at the replay. You're trying to look at it as objectively as possible. It did not look like he went. I mean, there was intent, certainly, but it did not look like he went. I don't know why he just didn't ask for help on that.
I don't know either. Like you said, though, it was a lot closer than we initially thought.
Absolutely.
But that's why the man's down there.
Yeah, see, well, it is a lot closer than we thought, but I didn't think he went. I thought he went on the other one. Outside and high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's about as much emotion as you'll ever see out of Darren Ruff.
Absolutely. Why don't they ask for help on all those? Do you think it's just well, I guess they think they see it.
Sometimes they think they see it.
Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Hamels did it his last 2 innings, 3 times overall. Cole was really good tonight. 9 strikeouts, 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs.
Excellent. ...117 pitches for Cole. That'll happen when you have 9 strikeouts.
Good job by Rupp. Every run is important at this point, trying to keep this at a 2-0 game. At ball 4, gets away from Rupp. Tulowitzki will stop at second. Get major news and weather that impacts your day without commercials for 20 minutes straight. Weekdays at 4 p.m. NBC 10. Count on it. We've talked often about the walks by the bullpen and how much that's hurt the Phils this year. .76 walks now by the Phil's bullpen. Bob McClure going out to the mound to talk to Garcia. This is the 50th game of the year, and the Phillies have that many walks from the bullpen.
It's the walks and the inherited runners that have scored.
Jake Diekman warming up. Paulson's on deck. So here's Arenado, who's 0 for 3, has struck out twice. He's also popped out. According to Angel Hernandez.
Must have thought he saw that one as well.
Good job by Rupp to keep that close, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Gotta be ready.
Yeah, Luis isn't really sharp here tonight. And a line drive down the left field line, foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. dirt, and it's 2-2. It's been a problem for him tonight with that slider. It just looks like a ball as soon as it leaves his hand. Just about every one has been in the dirt.
Thankfully, Cameron has been on his toes back there, keep this double play in order. If Luis can induce one.
Check swing. Did he go? Rhino is not happy. He's just been ejected from this ball game. That's partly because of what happened to Ruff. And he's going to try to get his money's worth here. He just said that was the same swing as Darren Ruff's. There's frustration brewing. You can tell just from the way Ruff went down. You can see it in the dugout. Yeah, without seeing the replay, let's take a look at the two swings. Let's look at Ruff and Nolan Arenado neck and neck, and you decide. Oh man, Arenado went more than Ruff did.
100%.
Boy, that's a shame. Arenado went more than Ruff did. I mean, he asked for help, and Scott Barry's the one who said he didn't go. Well, they missed that one. They missed Ruff's, and they missed that one.
That's why he's down there,
and
Tom.
Rhino had every right to argue that. And a line drive caught by Franco. They'll double up Tulowitzki.
Baseball karma.
Two outs here in the ninth inning. Tough angle too.
Very tough. You have the runner to contend with. He doesn't panic. That play we saw in New York the other night that would have won the ball game. I mean, he just doesn't panic. He just comes in and makes the play. Trusts his hands, trusts his arm.
Well, now here's Ben Paulson up for the first time. Came on to play first base for Willeen Rosario. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Fly ball left center field. Herrera's on the run, and it is gone. Slipped right over the small fence. A 2-run opposite field home run, and it's now 4-0 Rockies. First at bat of the night for Paulson, and he goes the opposite way. And it connects on a 2-run home run.
Man.
I honestly didn't think he got all of it, but he did.
He got enough of it.
Well, here's Nick Hundley now, 1 for 3. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. They did have Diekman warmed up in the bullpen to face the lefty, but they decided to go with Luis Garcia, who has been able to get righties and lefties out this year. No balls, 1 strike to Hundley. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the top of the order is due up for the Phils. in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now it looks like they're going to have to overcome a 4-run deficit. Popped him up. Ryan Howard is on the infield grass. He'll settle under it, and the inning is over. But the work will be a little tougher for the Phillies offense. A 2-run home run by Paulson. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Ben Revere will lead things off when we come back. Nine games in 10 days. Chad Bettis, unbelievable, through 8 innings. He struck out 7, allowed 2 hits. Both of those hits came in the 8th inning. Now he'll give way to John Axford, who is 8 for 8 in save situations this year. He's only thrown 12 innings so far, and he will face the top of the Phillies order: Ben Revere, Freddie Galvis, and Chase Utley. Let's see what the Phillies can do offensively to try to overcome a 4-run deficit. Boy, that home run it's tough to swallow. A guy who hasn't played the whole game. And it's part of our WB Mason deliveries of the game. 3 home runs tonight for the Rockies, Ben.
Yeah, and Tulo got it started with this one in the first. And then he had another one in the 3rd. And then we see Ben Paulson in the 9th inning off Luis Garcia, out to left center, and that ball just took off.
Yeah. Just over 387 sign left center field. So those are our WB Mason deliveries of the game. So 4-0, Rockies on top. Ben Revere will start it off. 0 for 5 lifetime against Axford. He is 0 for 3. He was the first base runner in the 7th inning when he reached on an error.
Very deflating home run there by Paulson. You get that double play on the line drive after the check swing. Should have been a strikeout.
Revere takes low. It's 1-0. You had Diekman warming up, so you could have gone lefty on lefty if you chose to. Like we said, though, Garcia's been one of the plus guys, so you expect that he can get lefties and righties out. 1-0 to Revere. On the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You wouldn't believe what just happened, Tom.
What's that?
Ryan Howard at the end of that inning came down and tossed the ball in the stands.
Yeah.
My 9-year-old caught it.
Did your wife catch it?
My 9-year-old caught it.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Did he have a glove on?
He did.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard, and the Marlins have defeated the Mets 4-3. 3rd win under Dan Jennings. And Revere swings and misses that one, but it gets away from Hundley. And Revere will be safe at first. So a strikeout, wild pitch. And a base runner for the Phillies. And here's Freddie Galvis, who's 0 for 3.
Hopefully Freddie will get one to fall here. Just keep the train moving.
Upstairs, 1-0. Phillies scored 4 the other night when they were down 3-0 to the Mets at Citi Field. They wound up giving up that lead and losing the game, but they did score 4 in 1 inning. Heck, on the 6-game winning streak, they were scoring more than a run in most of the innings. Galvis takes, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been since the early part of April that Freddie Galvis's batting average has been under 300. It's at 298. And he pulls that one. Oh, what a play by Paulson. Has it, steps on the bag, throws to second, and no tag to get Revere. So 1 out with a runner at second base. Fielder's choice.
All it was, he's made some good moves tonight, hasn't he?
He has.
Blackman in center robs Freddie of a double his last time up. Paulson in the game. It's a 2-run homer. Makes a diving play over the bag.
I guess Tulowitzki thought that Paulson went over the bag and didn't touch the bag, but it looked like he landed on it at one point or another. Take a look again. He hit it with his hand, his throwing hands, and his belly, and I think his front foot.
He had it well covered.
He did. So 1 out, Chase Utley's up. Runner at second base. Outside, 1-0.
Chase not very happy with that call there.
That's a tough pitch. We've been talking about that Angel Hernandez has been pretty good behind the plate, balls and strikes wise. He hadn't been overly wide with Bettis' strike zone. That one looked like it was toward the outside part. One ball, 1 strike. He fouls it away toward the upper deck.
Axford's always been a guy with a very good arm. You see their mid-90s fastball. Actually used to get it up there a little bit higher than that. But big 12-6 breaking ball that when it was on, it was as good a breaking ball as you can imagine.
A couple good years when he was with the Brewers as their closer.
Had some control issues and kind of got ousted out of that role for K-Rod.
And Utley sends it out toward left center field. On the run is Barnes, and he jumps, and he dropped the ball! I don't think he needed to jump. Revere's on his way home. He'll score, and the Phillies are on the board here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
I'm with you, Tom. I don't think the jump is necessary.
No. Honestly, I think he just missed it. Watch it here, Ben. I think it went past his guy. I don't think he needed to jump for it. Even if he went back one more step. hit the top of the glove.
It was almost like he was waiting for the impact of the fence, of the wall, and that threw off where his glove was going to go.
All right, so the Phils have the door open here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's see if they can kick it wide open. Ryan Howard's up with a runner at second base, trying to get the tying run to the plate. And Howard lofts it out towards shallow left center, and Barnes this time comes running in, no jump, and makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. They have scored Utley's ball in E7. And now the last chance for the Phils is Franco's coming up. So here's Franco, 0 for 3. Pop out, a ground out, strikeout. In the dirt, and now it's 2-0. Ashley's on deck. He got the first hit of the night for the Phils. That was in the 8th inning. See if Franco can get on and give Ashley another chance as the tying run. 3 balls, no strikes. And there's strike 1. Michael didn't say anything. Larry Bowe has the lineup card. Ryan Sandberg was thrown out for just the 2nd time in his career. Bowe's expression sort of tells it all. It's now 3-1 to Franco with a runner at second base. And he hits that foul up to the Hall of Fame club to our right.
Just not going to see a lot of managers getting ejected anymore unless it's going to be over balls and strikes. Plays in the field, go out and argue it, a la Lou Piniella. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, Rhino had every right to get his point across in that one. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Phillies need 1 more base runner. Bring the tying run to the plate. And a foul ball by Franco. That got a piece of Hundley. Hundley's trying not to show any pain.
I don't miss those, Tom. Right off his clavicle.
Chest protector doesn't help on that one, does it?
No, it doesn't. They have ice for, Tom.
Ice and ibuprofen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again. And that one is off the end of the bat out towards center. Blackman is there, and the ball game is over. The Rockies take game 1. They've won 3 straight over the Phils. They win it today.